Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games back with another mod for Super Mario Maker. This one adds a theme of Mega Man 1 from the NES. We're going to take a look at Cutman stage completely remade with this mod applied, as well as all the other items I've changed so far. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take a look at Cutman's level remade with this mod applied. So I had to replace all the enemies as cleverly as I could. We have not replaced Mario with Mega Man yet, we're just using the Mega Man costume. So these are actually bloopers I've replaced. And here we've replaced the cannons. Sadly the cannons don't animate, but this is about the best I could do as far as those enemies go. A lot of parts of this were hard to create due to the limitations of vertical levels in Super Mario Maker, so I had to use pipes and kind of emulate that you were going up farther and farther. Once we get past all these cannons, we can enter this pipe and head to the next section. Here we have a few more cannons to dodge. Up here we have Monty Moles replaced, as well as Cheep Cheeps. The Cheep Cheeps are on tracks, the Monty Moles are not. Here, these are actually Goombas on tracks that I've replaced. We'll head up here to the pipe to the next section. As you can see, the solid blocks have been changed. Now we'll work our way past some more Goombas on tracks. The ladders look a little funny. We really need an animation of climbing up instead of to the side like a vine. But it works for now. For version 1.0, I think everything looks pretty cool. As you can see, you can crush those guys like Goombas. We have a checkpoint here. Head up a little bit farther into the next section. We've got more cutters coming at us. Once we go up here, we got some more bloopers to deal with. You can take out the bloopers nice and easy. If you lose your Mega Man costume, you can run over here and grab another one. You can see we had little bolts of lightning coming at us. That's because Bowser's coming up pretty soon. I was kind of running out of room to make this whole level. These are actually fire piranha plants here. The reason they shoot out the cutters is you have to replace the fire bar to replace all the fireballs in the game, because we wanted Cutman to throw his actual weapon. This is Bowser here. Luckily we can just kind of jump over him and escape. I hated this enemy so much in Mega Man. He's always so hard to kill. We haven't replaced doors yet, but that will definitely be handy to make things look a little better. These are actually red cannons here. Once again, they don't animate, which is sad, but still works pretty well as an enemy replacement. Now, Bowser Jr. has been replaced with Cutman. When he turns into a shell form, his sprites get really small, so I decided just to have the cutter kind of chase you around and try to hit you. Then Cutman will reappear, we can jump on his head again. One more hit, and we can take out Cutman. He throws his cutter, we can jump on his head, get the key, go through the locked door, and we can jump on the donut blocks if you want to get the top of the flagpole, or you can go to the bottom and grab that sweet, sweet baby 100. Nice. Okay, now that we've checked out Cutman stage remade in Super Mario Maker with the mod, let's go ahead and take a look at all the items I've changed so far. Alright, first off we have the ground pieces. And the ground pieces are a little bit tricky, because the main part of the ground, when it's not the top layer, you get this weird pattern that actually takes up two sprites. And the way you lay ground in Mario Maker doesn't really work well with this. So if you don't mind it looking a little off, you can leave it as is, or you can replace all the inner blocks correctly to make it look a bit nicer. It's really up to you and how much time you have. For now, pipes are just gray. I'll probably change it to something else because it almost looks grayscale. The vines have been replaced with the ladders, of course. Here's the donut blocks. Here's the question mark blocks. And the breakable bricks. Once again, I'll probably change the colors of these. I thought they looked cool gray, but they actually end up just looking like they're oddly grayscale. Coins have been replaced so far with these pickups. Might change that as well. There's the solid blocks there. I've replaced the cloud blocks with the little beam you can stand on. Bridges, I have just made temporarily this little pattern. I might leave them, I'm not sure yet. We get three different mushroom platforms. One that's the ground pieces, one that's the inner ground pieces, and then we also have this little shape here, which looks pretty cool. The semi-solids in this mod are designed with this mod in mind. So if you stretch them out, they'll look pretty crazy. If you play random levels with this mod applied, they're probably not going to look well. But I really wanted this platform to be in here. This one also gets a little weird if you stretch it out. It can look kinda cool though. The third semi-solid is very simple. You can stretch it out as far as you want and it will always look nice. You can also layer the semi-solids to get some cool effects as well. The tracks have been made invisible in this mod. Here are the Goombas. You put them on the track, they can kind of just fly around. Works out pretty nice. We've replaced the spikes. Ice blocks have been changed. They are very simple. Bowser's been replaced. I thought this enemy worked perfect for Bowser since you can't really kill Bowser unless you have a star or a fire flower. I thought Bowser Jr. as Cutman worked pretty nice. He can throw his cutter, and on top of that, I love the fact that he changes into a cutter to chase you around when you jump on his head. I've changed the springs. These are somewhat custom and somewhat based off of an item in one of the other Mega Man games. Here are the bloopers. The only thing that makes me sad about the bloopers is the propellers don't spin fast enough to really make them look good, but I thought that enemy worked well as a replacement for a blooper. Of course, the Cheep Cheeps were changed into the cutters, and they actually work pretty well as the cutters. They kind of have a similar attack pattern as the cutters from Mega Man. Piranha plants, if you shake them and get the fire version, that's how I made this enemy. The only thing that sucks is that we'll throw out cutters because the fire piranha plants throw out fireballs, and all the fireballs have been replaced with the cutters. And these, of course, as I was mentioning earlier, it's based on the fire bar. So if you put a fire bar down, you're going to get a cutter bar, which doesn't really look that good. But it makes it to where Cutman will throw out his weapon. So I've replaced the cannons with these, and the only thing that makes me sad is the cannons have no animation to them, so they're just always open, always shooting. But as far as the enemies in Super Mario Maker go, I thought they made the best replacement. So if we shake them to get the red cannons, we'll get these little things that hang from the ceiling, or you can put them on the ground. And once again, they won't animate because cannons don't animate, but I thought they replaced those enemies about as good as you can in Super Mario Maker. Alright, the fire bars are another thing I've replaced. If you shake them, they'll look a little funny in editor mode, but once you hit play, they will work just fine. You can't really do a lot with the timers on this, just like you would with the regular fire bar. Monty Moles are the other enemies I've replaced, and they move so fast that these end up just looking kind of funny, really. But I needed this enemy in order to accurately recreate Cutman's level in Super Mario Maker, and I thought the Monty Moles worked pretty decent as a replacement. Alright, that's going to conclude our look at the Mega Man mod for Super Mario Maker. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, things you'd like to see added or changed. Also, let me know some other mods you'd like to see. This one has been requested a lot, so I'm glad I finally got to it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you around.